Good morning and welcome to yet another morning show with Sue. And today I will talk about how to attract the best employees. And I will talk about 5 ways to attract. Good morning, Michael. I will talk about 5 ways to attract the best employees for your dog walking business. And I will actually do that throughout the week. So today I will start with the first one and then tomorrow with the second one and so on. So today, there is obviously no surprise that it's really important to lure them in and to pay them well. So the money, of course, is usually on top of the mind of all job seekers because that's what we really need to provide for our families. So there was actually, just to back it up, my claim, there was a study done with 450 users by a professional networking site, and they did those studies with those users to where they had to look over an online ad, and they used the heat map to see where the users looked first, and the majority, of course, looked at the section of salary and benefits to see what the job ad is going to pay. Also, there was another study from Glassdoor.com, and they found that money is the number one motivator in 67% of all applicants. So, and also it's a little bit tough with dog walking businesses, but if a company lists at least four non-cash employee benefits, so that could be paid time off, that could be employee discounts, that could be health insurance. If it lists more than four of those non-cash employee benefits, then it sees a 20% higher increase of conversion of the online ad. So that's another good thing to know, of course. So there's really a sweet spot for us dog walking businesses to find, because we're not a big corporation yet, usually, to find a fair pay structure, but also a pay structure that lures them in, but that also is good for our business, that we're not losing, that we're just not spending, not losing, but that we're just not spending so much money on our employees. But with that being said, if we wouldn't have our employees, we wouldn't be able to grow. So first, check what your competitors are paying. So this you can usually do if you go on their websites or their job ads, and you can find it. If they don't list it, and you cannot even find like 3 to 5 competitors and see what they're paying their employees, I personally would just call them and pretend you're an applicant and see what they're paying. Just talk to them. Also, once you actually find out what they're paying, give your employees at least the same amount or a little bit more, because pay indeed is very, very important. I see it as very important for my employees. I do want to pay them way more than my competitors do, and I do. And because I know they're driving around, I know they're there for me when I need them. I know they're just, they're just part of our business. So it's very important. And also, of course, watch out for if you're in a state that has a minimum wage of $15 an hour. And then, of course, once you find out what your competitors are paying, you should calculate what you can actually afford to pay. So when you can actually take on an employee. And of course, you want to find out if you rather have an employee or an independent contractor. I know a lot of people are very afraid of bringing on employees instead of independent contractors, just because they think you have to pay employees so much more, which is actually not true, but I will discuss it in another video. If you see this in a rerun, I'm gonna, somewhere here or here, I will link to it, to the video, employees versus independent contractors, so you can make your own informed decision. So once you actually, let's say you want to hire an employee, you have to pay usually workers' comp insurance, which you want to do anyway, and you have to pay for payroll liabilities. So you have to definitely calculate that before you make any kind of decision, because you don't just want to be, of course, liberally putting your money into an employee and then you don't really make any profit or not enough for yourself. And then very important, publish your average per hour rate on your website and your ads. So the average per hour rate, I'm saying, don't do it per job, because a lot of people cannot just, because some dog walking businesses pay their employees per job and some do it per hour. So, but a lot of employees can't really, or a lot of people that are just not in that business or never done it, they can't really imagine what it is per job. So everybody just talks about per hour or per year. So make sure you put it down per hour and put it on your website, put it on ads, put it everywhere, just so you really, so your employee, your potential employee also sees that you're upfront, of course. And yeah, so I'm sure when you applied for a job before, you wanted to know what the pay rate was. And if you don't publish the pay rate, then that can really mean that you're actually potentially losing so many candidates just on that simple fact because you're not publishing the pay rate. So make sure you do it, and you might actually really attract employees, because I see many, many job ads where the pay rate is not published. And then I'm like, okay, so how should they even know if they want to do it? I mean, it's not just about being there with pets. It's more so with us when we start. It's, it's just easy. You're with the dogs, you're with the cats. But then once you're actually doing it more and you actually see it more as a work, you just have to put yourself in the shoes of the employees, that it's not their own business even. So they want to know what their wage rate will be. So this is the first point. I'm going to talk about the second point tomorrow, and I hope that helped already. So the pay, obviously, that's on number one, because even if we say we love our jobs and we love our businesses, we still want to get paid fairly, and we want to bring home money and put food on the table, and potentially, hopefully, more than just that. So I hope you have a wonderful Monday. Enjoy. And I really hope that helped. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.